Hello guys, my name is Vijay, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about how to get started with Kotlin. Okay, so we talk a lot about how to install and how the Kotlin is good and this and that. Let's get started. Let's get our hands dirty. So this is IntelliJ IDEA. You are not required to use IntelliJ IDEA at all. Honestly, if I'll tell you that this is just for me, just to be for good usability. This is just community edition. It's totally free. If you want, you can get it from IntelliJ IDEA official website of JetBrains. And yeah, let's get started. But it's, again, I told you, right, it's not literally required at all. Okay, so how you create a new file? So it's new Kotlin file class main.cat. Now remember one thing, the extension is .cat. It's not .java or .jvm or whatever. Okay, that's it. So it's in the source here, main. Okay, so now whenever you write any program in any programming language, you need to have an entry point. So Kotlin also has an entry point. It's called main, just like any other programming languages. Let's do println hello world, bang bang bang. Okay, as you can see, this is all you require. I told you, right, Kotlin is kind of like concise language. Means you only write which is whatever is required. You write like very less amount of code to do a lot of work. This is all it requires. Let's just compile it out. I'll go to terminal. Okay, I'm in the current the home directory of my project. Now remember one thing, you need I'm not using this feature of IntelliJ because I want you guys to understand how the Kotlin compiler works and how it packages application and everything. It's very easy. Okay, so to compile your Kotlin source files, you need Kotlin C. Okay, you can just do help and figure it out. A lot of options that are available with the Kotlin C. We are going to use some of those, just couple of those, not even some of those. So let's compile our source file Kotlin C. Our source file is source main.cat, and I'm just going to add include runtime. What this will do, I'll tell you. And D is out.jar. Now this option, include runtime, what it'll do, it'll actually package your whole application into one standalone, sort of like a Java binary. Okay, so D is for destination, and where you want to store all those executables in out.jar. So this will actually include runtime, will actually include all of your Kotlin libraries, and it'll compile it down, and it'll actually package everything, so you don't have to worry about anything else. Let's just see how it works. Okay, it's compiling. It might take some time because it's compiling a lot of stuff, but don't worry, it won't take that much time like C or C++, so be cool with that. So now if you see, okay, now you see we are out.jar, right? It's kind of like big size, but it's okay, size doesn't matter that much because it's an executable. It's just like it's packaging everything and it'll giving you one executable jar, right? Now you run that just like you run any other jar file, out.jar, and boom, hello world, you have your application. Now one of the good advantages, you can just send this out.jar to your server, and if you have Java installed on your server, you can just run this command and it should work. You don't need to recompile over there, set up your environment variable and this and that and stuff like that. So in that way, Kotlin is really good. So, it's just that 2 command you run, but this is very easy right now because we just have one source file. Once we'll have so many source files, our big project, it will be somehow hard to maintain those kind of things, or compiling like this easily. So for that we might have to use some sort of like build tool or some sort of scripting or something like Gridle or Bazel. Well, currently that is out of the scope of this tutorial, but if I am creating video tutorials for those things, I will surely notify you, so don't worry about that. And let's just focus on Kotlin for now. Okay, so this is how you compile your hello world. Let's talk about variables now. I'm just going to delete this. Now in Kotlin, there are 2 ways you define the variables. Okay, immutable and mutable. Now immutable means once you assign a value to your variable once, you cannot reassign it. Remember that. And let's create it. Well, name string vj. So this is how you create immutable variable, okay, because it's assigned 1. If I'll try to reassign it, it won't work. You can see there are val cannot be reassigned. You understand, right? So this is how you create readable variables. Where this can be useful, okay, when you are creating some sort of configurations or some sort of objects, where you don't want this object to be modifiable once they are created, okay, at that time you can use this val keyword and assign them once and just read, and don't allow anyone to reassign them. Now what if, but the whole purpose of the variable is to keep reassigning, right? That's how you want to use it. We have a keyword for that. It's called where. Where is for variable name string and vj. Now if you see, if you are reassigning, right, it's not throwing in any error. Why? Because you can reassign. It's reassignable mutable variable. Okay, so this is these are the only 2 ways you can assign variable in Kotlin. It's that easy. Okay, one more thing, if you don't write this, because Kotlin has an automatic type inference, you don't need to write this, but only whenever you are assigning your variable at the time of creating. Okay, I'm just going to remove this. Okay, so here this is valid, but if you are like removing this and again you're doing something like this is not valid. Why? Because at the time of compilation, Kotlin will try to figure out what the type of this name variable is. So at that time you need to explicitly tell Kotlin that okay, this is a string and I'm not assigning right now, I'm going to assign it in near future. So Kotlin doesn't have to go figure it out by reading a whole program, because Kotlin might not know that when you are going to assign this variable. So it'll just throw an error, say just if you don't want to assign this variable, then I cannot figure it out what type of this variable is. So just please, do you mind just putting the type here, so I and make both of us life easier or something. Yeah, so this is how we do that. But yes, of course, if you are doing something like assigning variable at the time of creation, then you don't need to type, but I suggest you put type, because that's the whole point of writing a statically typed language, right? One of the good thing, if you maintain practice like this, putting type after variable, is that if you are working in a group, right, if someone other is trying to read your source code, that guy will figure it out. Okay, the name is string, and so after a couple of hundred lines, if you are assigning or if you are reassigning the value, he will figure it out, that okay, he or she will figure it out that okay, this is a type string and this is how it should be handled. So it's good practice to put the types when at the time of creating your variables. That's what I think. But of course, Kotlin will give you freedom to put or not put the types. So these are the ways you create Kotlin variables. Okay, so in next tutorial we are going to talk about how basic types works, primitive types, integer and boolean and double and everything else. So let's stay tuned, guys, and please, if you have any issue or any suggestions regarding all this, just tweet me up, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much, guys.